Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. Okay, I just wanted to go into a quick video into this YouTube short that I had came across. And it's actually quite funny. Going into what the video is about is entitled "Daddy Ain't Having That," and the caption goes on the video. It says, "Pretending to serve my husband to get my daddy's reaction." Going into her father. So the husband and the wife is in on it. I don't know if this was just a video just for popularity, so the father was in on it too, or if this was just completely out of his knowledge and they did this. But it looks to be he didn't know anything about it. But what it is she gonna be basically serving her husband how a woman really should serve her husband, and the father he gonna get out of character, and it's just quite funny. But it's all spiritual and it's all correlating to what we are about to experience. Really going back into the ancient world. That's how it was in the ancient world, and this is how it's going to be forevermore, starting during time of Jacob's trouble. See, these women think that catering to a man, being submissive to a man, and ultimately being under a man is toxic or something completely out of how life is supposed to exist. But no, that's your purpose. That's what you was created to do. And it's a beautiful role specifically given to you, for women. And it's all throughout the scriptures. It's all throughout the Bible. And you're going to get put back in your place. Jacob's trouble is going to ensure that a lot of women either get put back in their place or a lot of women get destroyed. That's what Jacob's trouble is going to do. It's going to put a lot of women back in their place, and it's going to ensure that a lot of women get destroyed. Over here in Babylon the Great especially, But I'm going to play this video. And fair use. I'm not using this video to make any money or anything like that. It's for strictly educational purposes. And if the original people watch it, or the people who made it, hopefully, you will see it, and if you see it, you agree with it, that's good. If you don't, oh well. But this is not for any type of money or anything. This is just strictly educational. So, Lord will, this is an edifying lesson.
Brothers and children.
Yes, Your Highness. Your plate, Your Highness.
Thank you.
Did she say what she said? What you said? What she said?
She said, Your Highness, you've been practicing that about 3 or 4 months. I'm teaching her how to be submissive.
Oh, submissive, huh? Yeah. Girl, get up off that floor. Ain't no submissiveness, right? Get up off the floor.
Get back down.
Over there. Go on, get back over there. Wait a minute. I'll tell you what. All this submissiveness. Just let me. I'll be right back. I'm going. I'll be back.
Brothers and children.
Yes, Your Highness. Your plate, Your Highness.
Thank you.
Did she say what she said? What you said? What she said?
She said, Your Highness, you've been practicing that about 3 or 4 months. I'm teaching her how to be submissive.
Oh, submissive, huh? Yeah. Girl, get up off that floor. Ain't no submissiveness, right? Get up off the floor.
Get back down.
There. Go on, get back over there. Wait a minute. I'll tell you what. All this submissiveness. Just let me. I'll be right back. I'm going. I'll be back.
Okay. And as you can see, I'm going to play it one more time. But just notice how she completely pays attention and listens to whatever her husband say, no matter what.
Your plate, Your Highness.
Thank you.
And the
Did she
respect.
say what she said? What you said? What she
Look,
said?
she's
She
giving
said,
straight
Your
attention
Highness,
to her
we've been
husband.
practicing that about 3 or 4 months. I'm teaching her how to be submissive.
Oh, submissive, huh? Yeah. Girl, get up off that floor. Ain't no submissiveness, right? Get up off the floor and go
Get
back
back
over
down.
there.
Then he told her to get
Go
back
on, get
down there.
back
She
over there.
turned straight around and went back down and just stood and waited for another command.
Wait a minute. Look, I'll tell you what. All this submissiveness. Just let me. I'll be right back. I'll be
Even
right
after
back.
her
I'm going.
father left.
I'll be back.
You could tell they wanted to laugh. But oh man. But that's how women supposed to be. And notice again, she only listened to her husband. Now her dad told her to get up and move her away. He told her get back down here, and she turned right back around, got back on down on one knee, and waited for the next command. And women and some women might come across this video. They might come across this video and see that, and it's gonna turn them completely. Well, if they come across it, well, yeah, they're gonna come across it, and it's gonna turn them completely upside down. Dislikes probably in the comment section. Probably make a video about this video, but it's all good because all this is written in the Bible. And ultimately that's what you were created to do. You were created to be a helpmeet, to help the man, to be an assistant unto the man. That's your purpose. And all of that is coming back to the earth. The Lord is putting his men back in the proper order, and you women are gonna get taken off of that. You women are getting taken off that pedestal, and you're gonna get put back in your place. And again, Jacob's trouble is gonna see to that. You know? So I'm gonna just go go ahead and get a couple scriptures. This is 1 Peter chapter 3, and I'm gonna read all this in the AMP. It says, in the same way, you wives, be submissive to your own husbands, subordinate, not as inferior, but out of respect for the responsibilities entrusted to your husband and their accountability to the Most High, and so partnering with them. And this is what it all goes into, being submissive. Because women don't understand, they don't even go into the word or break down the word submissive. But I get the definition real quick. Oop. It says submissive, ready to conform to the authority or will of others, meekly obedient or passive. Okay? I'm not going to read the second one because that's not what it is. It says ready to conform to the authority or will of others, meekly obedient or passive. And that's what being submissive is. And here goes some synonyms. It says compliant, yielding, unassertive, manageable, being able to be managed, non-resisting, passive, obedient. Duteous, dutiful, mild, patient, humble. All of this is going into being submissive. So it says, and I'm reading the KJV. It says, likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also might be won without the word, be won by the conversation of the wives. So now I'm reading the AMP to go more in depth again. It says, in the same way, you wives, be submissive to your own husbands, because women have a problem listening to their husbands. They have a problem doing what their husband commands or whatever he tells them. If he have a certain way he like things to be done, or if he wants you to do something, women have problems with that. Especially women that's living with men. They have a problem with a man directing them. They always say, oh, he controlling, trying to control me. Well, that's a part of what the scriptures say we're supposed to do. That's a part of our role as a man, as a leader. We're going to tell you what to do. We're going to tell you what to do. We're going to give you the orders. And your job is to follow that. If our job is to be a spiritual leader of the household, then your job is to follow us. And whatever we tell you, you do. So it says, be submissive to your own husbands, subordinate, not as inferior, not like you're some subhuman or something like that, like you're not even human. Not how Esau Edom try to make it seem like in this world, like women are being just so oppressed and they don't have a voice and this, that, and the third. Women, you have nothing to say, so it's not a thing of you're not having a voice. But how Esau tried to make it seem like, oh, you just being oppressed by a man. That's through feminism. That's the image that he pushed. But it's not going into inferior. You just in your role as a woman. A woman is not equal to a man. They are not. We're not equal. We are not on the same level. So it says subordinate, not as inferior, but out of respect for the responsibilities entrusted to husbands, to men, and their accountability to the Most High. And so partnering with them, so that even if some do not obey the word, meaning some women who have men, who have husbands, or even just in general of the Most High, that they may be won over to Yahweh without discussion by the godly lives of their wives. When they see your modest and respectful behavior together with your devotion and appreciation, your love your husband, encourage him, and enjoy him as a blessing from the Most High. Right. So when they see how you cherish and how you treat your man, because this world, first and foremost, they be like, oh, she a pygmy. Then they turn around when they see you just doing things for your man. They see you doing things going above and beyond for your man. They call you a slave. This, that, and the third. They demonize you basically. They demonize you as if you're doing something wrong when you're in your purpose, and not. And I guarantee you, 10 times out of 10, you doing that for a man. A man is gonna go above and beyond to make sure you taken care of. He's gonna do his job. You're gonna have a much better situation in life than all the miserable women trying to demonize you for doing what you're supposed to be doing. Just like that woman in the video. He said, bring me some chips. Bring me something. He wanted a snack. He said, bring me some chips. She came over and she said, here you are, your highness. And then all that's coming too. All of that is in the script. All of that is coming back to the respect, because women do not respect their men. They might do certain things, but you don't even respect them. You would call them any type of name. Call them niggas, this, that, and the third. Call him out of his name, so on and so forth. Like, women, they do not respect their husbands. But like I said, when they see going into other women your modest and respectful behavior, together with your devotion and appreciation, like basically love your husband, encourage him, and enjoy him as a blessing from the Most High. Because a lot of women, they don't encourage their husband either. I seen a video earlier of a woman. She basically was going into how the men that she was attracted to, or basically a man that she wanted, she realized that that's not the ones that she should go for. The ones she should go for is the ones who actually gonna take care of her. The ones, the man who actually gonna go out his way to take care of her. She got the man. She said she married him. Now he's now her husband. But then she got on social media and basically embarrassed him by saying that she wouldn't have never chose him. He had to work hard for it, work hard to get her, and she ain't got to do nothing. She got an easy life, but you basically on social media embarrassing him about what he had to do to get you, and how he wasn't your first option. You had other dudes lined up and stuff. Like, that's all disrespectful. These women do not, the women of this age, and ultimately that's been westernized, it's not coming out of this feminine mindset, they are not going to make it out of America. You're not going to make it out of Babylon the Great. Verse 3, your adornment must not be merely external, with interweaving and elaborate knotting of the hair and wearing gold jewelry, or being superficially preoccupied with dressing in expensive clothes. And that's all you see in this modern society. Women focusing on their outward appearance. That's all it is. And then it's fake. The hair, the nails, the lashes, the eyebrows, the Botox, the lip injections, the BBLs, the breast implants, so on and so forth. The breast enlarging their breasts, the whole body, everything is fake. All of this is fake. None of it is them. It's all fake. And that's what they focus on. They actually think that there's something. But then when you take all that off, when they take all that off and you actually see them for what they look like, horrible, horrible. And then they still think that they look good. Like they still think that they look the same without it. You know, these women are crazy. They're literally crazy. They're out of their minds. But the scriptures go into not thinking and focusing on the outward appearance, but rather the inward. The inward appearance. That's what's really beautiful. Well, there it is, verse 4. But let it be the inner beauty of the hidden person of the heart, which is your mind, your mindset, with the imperishable quality and unfading charm of a gentle and peaceful spirit, one that is calm and self-controlled, not over anxious, but serene and spiritually mature, which is very precious in the sight of the Most High. Now that's a beautiful woman, a woman whose spirit is right, who's spiritually mature, and she possesses all the qualities of a godly woman. You know, that's what's beautiful. And the outward appearance is just an addition to that. And the outward appearance is supposed to complement the inner. It's supposed to be a physical representation of the person on the inside. That's what your outward appearance is supposed to be. A physical representation of the person on the inside. This world got it backwards. They focus on their outward appearance and the inside is rotten, especially of women. Verse 5. And it's getting closer to the point. It says, for in this way, in former times, the holy women who hoped in the Most High used to adorn themselves, being submissive to their own husbands and adapting themselves to them. Right, and this is a part of what a woman do. She's supposed to be brought up, learning how to serve, learning how to be a wife and a mother, and learning how to serve a man. This is what women are supposed to grow up learning: how to be a wife, a mother, and learning how to serve a man. And then when they get that man, or when they're married off, they have to adapt to the man that they're with. Because in the beginning, well, while they're growing up, the only man that they know and serve is their fathers. You know, of course, she might have brothers or whatever, but for the most part, serving, that's her father. She's serving her father, the head of the household. Then when she's married off, now she's married off to become a wife, a mother, and she has to serve that man. You know, learn that man. Whatever he likes, whatever he wants, whatever he likes to do, you know, or whatever occupation he got, she's supposed to be assisting him and helping him to build a legacy. That's your purpose, to assist and help the man build a legacy of righteousness on the earth. And you gonna be partakers in it. That's the thing that women do not understand. By you building and helping up your man and helping him grow, y'all, you know, the empire that he's trying to build, the enterprise that he's trying to do, you're gonna be partakers of the benefits that come with it. If he say he's an electrician, you know, aspiring to get his own company. If you stay with him and build him up, help him and assist him into achieving his goals, when he start making the money, he start getting the business to work and start being able to issue out and have income constantly rolling in, and he start buying new houses or, you know, buying more things, you're going to be partaking. You're going to buy a house, and guess what? You're going to furnish it. You're going to furnish it with whatever you want, whatever you like, you know, however you want it, however you like it. You're going to be the one to furnish it and make it a home. The car that you want to drive or that you like, that you've been having your eyes on, you're going to be in it. You're going to be driving it. He going to have his own thing and he going to take care of you. That's what these women don't understand. If you do your part, the man can do his part, the whole family benefits. The whole family benefits. So like it said, verse 5, for in this way in former times the holy women who hoped in the Most High used to adorn themselves, building the inward person. And the outward person just complemented the type of person that they was. The outward appearance only complemented the inward character. So it said they used to adorn themselves being submissive to their own husbands. And they keep saying it. It's putting emphasis on being submissive to their own husbands. Because another thing that's very wicked amongst our people is you got women who would have friends that's males. First and foremost, men and women can't be friends. That was never the intention. It was never set up that way, and it's not that way. It'll never happen. And it's not going to be like that in the kingdom of heaven either. When a man got a wife, that's his wife. Ain't no other man going to be dealing with her. Ain't no other man going to be talking to her. None of that. Texting her. None of that. That stuff, that's extremely wicked. That's that man's wife. That's that man's possession. And we're going to get that too, where the scriptures say, he that getteth a wife getteth a possession. We're going to get the definition of possession. She belongs to him. No other man should have access or talk to another man's wife. Anything outside of that is adultery. So being submissive to their own husbands, because again, you got women in today's time, she'll have a man, she'll be with a man, whether they married or whether they dating or whatever the case may be, and she'll still have people that she consider friends. and they probably either, if they haven't gotten sexual before, they thought about it. But even if they haven't, if y'all got a problem, she'll confide in him, telling him about y'all problems, y'all business. That's extremely wicked. Look, if you got a problem, if y'all got problems in y'all situation, in y'all relationship, that's between the man and his wife, not the parents, not siblings, not outside entities. That's between the man and that wife and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Nobody else. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to go. But it said, and whenever, just and that video showcased this perfectly too, being submissive to their own husbands. Because again, when she brought the chill, she stayed down there and waited for him to either dismiss her or to give her another command. Now she got up because her father was basically pushing her out the way. But then he told her to come back. He said, "Get back down here." She turned back and she got back down here. Whatever her father said, she didn't even care. And she didn't even look away. Now we know that they ultimately were just, acting out and pretending. But that was some damn good acting. For her to sit there and straight faced, staring her husband in the face, waiting for him to tell her the next thing to do. That's some good acting. Even after her father, because I would have laughed. I ain't gonna lie. I probably would have laughed, yeah. Because unless the father was in on it, they just doing a video like that, it'd have been hard for me to keep a straight face for seeing their reaction, especially if I know he gonna do something like that. So it'd have been funny to me, but for her, straight face, no reaction, no emotion. I ain't gonna say no emotion, no reaction. She just waiting for the man to tell her the next thing to do. So she was being submissive to her own husband, regardless of what her own father had told her. It said, and adapting themselves to them. Now here's the point. Just as Sarah obeyed Abraham, following him and having regard for him as her as head of their house, which a lot of women, they want to be the head of the house. They want to be the main character. They want to be the main focal point of the relationship of the family. That's not how it's supposed to be, and that's not how it's going to be. It always has been the man, and it's always going to be the man. It's no case or situation where the woman is the head of the household where it's going to work out. No case, no situation has ever worked out like that. It's always been issues and problems that the man being emasculated and probably for the sake of trying to keep a family together. Any man that's in a situation where the woman is the head of the household, if he's still in that situation, he's only hanging on by a thread. He's hanging on because he doesn't want, he's doing it probably for the family's sake, but he's being emasculated. But here it says, just as Sarah obeyed Abraham, following him and having regard for him as the head of their house, because that's our position as men. We are the head of the household. We are leaders. And in the ancient world, our wives understood that. So they knew their place. It says, calling him Lord. And I'm gonna get there. It says, in ancient times, a common title of honor and respect. And notice that Lord is in all lowercase. Because it's indicating a difference. When you see all uppercase in the Bible, it's talking about the Heavenly Father. And when you see a capital L, but lowercase O-R-D, it's talking about our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai. And when you see all lowercase, it's referring to men, referring to a man. So it said she called him Lord. Just like in the video, she was the woman was saying, Your Highness, Your Highness. All this is coming back. All this is literally coming back. Because guess what? The men of the Lord, starting with the elect, ultimately the nation of Israel, all the men of the nation of Israel. But as of right now, it's starting with the elect, the 144,000 and the rest of the 1/3 men. We are kings. We are kings. The scripture said we are kings and priests. And this is what Yahweh Shai is building us up into, being kings and priests. And what's a title, or what's how do people respond or answer a king? They say, Your Highness, Your Highness. The word highness goes into a position. It's a title. So, Your Highness. Like it said, calling him Lord, and you have become her daughters if you do what is right without being frightened by any fear, that is, respect toward your husband, not giving into intimidation, nor allowing yourself to be led into sin, nor to be harmed. Right. So, like it said, Sarah called Abraham Lord, just like in the video, that woman was calling her husband Your Highness. And again, all this is going into submissiveness, because he said we were practicing submissiveness. That's what submissiveness really is when it comes to the dynamic between a man and a woman. That's how it's supposed to be, and that's what it's gonna get back into, And I'm gonna get a couple more scriptures. This is Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1, and it says, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold, KJV, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. And of course, we know that this is the scripture letting you know it's going to be multiple women during the time of Jacob's trouble. Brothers and men of the Lord are going to have multiple women, however many that the Lord ordained for you to have. But during that time, we're going to have multiple women, multiple wives. And it said, and they all going to be saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. And all of that's just going into, they going to take care of themselves. We ain't all this, you got to get my nails done. You got to get my hair done. Or can you pay for my hair? Can you pay for my nails? Can you buy me this outfit? Can you do this? Can you do that? All that's going to be over with. All of that literally is going to be over with. Now, like it said, only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Right. So I'm going to read that in the AMP. It says, and in that day, 7 women would take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own food and wear and provide our own clothes. Only let us be called by your name. Take away our shame of being unmarried. Right. So it says, take away their shame of being unmarried. Let them be called by your name. Now, during Jacob's trouble, we are not, the men of the Lord, we're not going to have any time or any use for somebody that's dead weight. Somebody who's unproductive, or somebody who's not beneficial to what we're doing and how we're going. It's the most important time in history. It's going to be a time where the wrong decision can destroy you. Making the unwise decision can literally get you killed. It's going to be a time of the wise versus unwise decision making, So, and especially like we just read, men are the head of the household. They are literally the spiritual leaders. So during the time of Jacob's trouble, we ain't going and multiple women is gonna be trying to get with brothers. They're gonna be busting down brothers, or busting down doors trying to get to brothers for protection. If a woman is not gonna be any type of benefit and don't have any skills that make them good wives and good mothers, and ultimately just good servants, because that's all a part of it. A servant being submissive is also going into being a servant, and a servant, and that somebody hear that word, hear me saying a servant referring to a woman, and instantly get triggered. But when you go to a restaurant job, what do they call a server? Well, what do they call that position? A server. Server goes back to the word servant. It's literally the same word. It's just used in a different context. It'd be different if somebody just said, "Oh, he a servant," but that's how they used to say it in the ancient world. They didn't say server; they said servant, and it's all. It just means something. Which I'm gonna get it. I get it right now. I come back to this one. Oh. Servant. It says a person who performs duties for others, especially a person employed in the house or domestic duties, or as a personal attendant. As a personal attendant. May and then it says attendant, domestic help. Look, domestic help. A person who is paid to help with menial tasks such as cleaning. Domestic worker, which is the same definition. And this is literally what a wife is, except you're not getting paid. You're not getting paid to do this because it's a family dynamic, and this is your job. A wife is also a job. It's not just a title. It comes with a whole job. Just like mother, it's not just a title. It's a whole job. So it's literally going into the duties that a woman would do. Let's see, help. A domestic employee, which you're not going to be no type of employee or nothing. A helper is a person who helps someone else. And what the scriptures say in Genesis chapter 2, I believe. Yeah, chapter 2. I would create a helpmeet for the man. Maid servant, a female domestic servant. Maid servant is in the Bible. Housekeeper, a person employed to manage a household. I got Miss Mop in here. Let's see. Okay. Right. Let me get that definition back up. Possession. All right. So going back into it. Isaiah 4:1, AMP again. And in that day, 7 women would take hold of one man, saying, "We will eat our own bread and wear and provide our own clothes. Only let us be called by your name. Take away our shame of being unmarried." So again, women during the time of Jacob's trouble, they're gonna have to have skills, in order for a man of the Lord to take them on for protection. And not only just skills, because it's more than just having skills of knowing how to cook, clean, this, that, and the third. They're gonna have to know how to be submissive. And ultimately, Yahweh Bashim Abishai, the spirit gonna be on the men of the Lord. They already gonna know what woman to choose and what woman not to choose. It's already been set up through the spirit. The Lord has already got them chosen, honestly. So during that time, it's it's basically just gonna be natural selection. But all those women, they're not going to be dead weight, and they're going to know how to be a servant. They're going to know how to serve a man. So when they go into eat our own bread, wear provide our own clothing, there's also they're going to know how to take care of themselves as well as take care of a man. They're gonna know and be equipped with those skills on how to take care of themselves and a man, which is also a reason why that it would be women trying to be saved under a man. Like I said, trying to be protected and saved under a man. That's why I said be called by your name. Because if they're called by your name, first and foremost, that means that they're your wife. They're your wife in your possession. So now they're attached to you. So again, everything that you have going, they're now attached to that. If Yahweh Bashim Abishai is with you and he's protecting you, and he's protecting the men of the Lord. If they're with you, and the Lord keep them with you, they're going to be partakers in that protection too. They'll be saved through you, and they'll be saved through childbearing, because it's going to be a purpose for them being saved. That's why I said take away the shame of them being unmarried, because a woman being unmarried, especially in today's time, means she's without the protection of a man. Because in an ancient world, women stayed within the house of their fathers. But we talking about this is literally talking about Jacob's trouble, the time we getting ready to go into. They're not gonna be in the house of their fathers. There is literally gonna be these women out here by themselves. So that's why the shame of them being unmarried. That's what that's going into, them without a man. And they're gonna want to be with the men of the Lord, because Yahweh Shem Yahushua is gonna be with you. So they're gonna come, the ones who the Lord want to save. They're gonna come with skills, and they're gonna come with that submissiveness, knowing how to serve a man. That's what's gonna set them apart. Now this is 1 Timothy 2:15. Kind of got some other scriptures I wanted to go into. I ain't really want to go into. I'm gonna get to the point. This 1 Timothy 2:15. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. And in the AMP it said, but women will be preserved or saved through the pain and dangers of the bearing of children if they continue in faith and love and holiness with self-control and discretion. Right. So all this tying in together for Isaiah 4:1 as well. Let us be called by thy name to take away the reproach or the shame of being unmarried without being protected. Women are going to be saved with a purpose too. Not only just because they can serve a man and they might have skills, but it's also going to be the purpose of repopulation. That's what childbearing is. Bearing children. Repopulation. So, there, let me get two scriptures. Right. Like it. This is Sirach chapter 36, verse 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a like, he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. And now I'm going to go into that definition of possession. So this is possession. And it says the state of having, owning, or controlling something. Right. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. Because women are a possession. When a child is born, and especially if it's a woman, it's a girl, that's a possession. When she's married off, that's now, like I said, when a man gets a wife, he begetteth a possession. And this is the definition. It says the state of having, owning, or controlling something. So when a man have a wife, that's why we say that's mine, that's me. That's all me. That was never for women to say nothing like that. Women having possession over a man, that's not how it's set up, and that's not how it's gonna be. It's not how it's gonna be in the kingdom of heaven. Women don't have no type of ownership over men, but we have ownership over women. They were created for us. Women were created for man, not man for woman. So it says some of the synonyms: ownership, control, which it says ownership, the act, state, or right of possessing something. It says control, the power to influence or direct people's behavior or the course of events. And then we just read where it says Sarah adjusted to her husband Abraham. So he had control because he's the head of the household, and she respected his role and his position. She knew he was a godly man, and he was a spiritual man being led by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But even if he ain't, women still supposed to be submissive to her husband, whether he a man of the Lord or not. But control, it said the power the power to influence or direct people's behavior or the course of events. Right. So that's all a part of that possession. You know how women say, oh, he controlling. Well, it's in the scriptures. We supposed to be. It's a part of our nature. And it's a part of our God-given right. And we gonna do that. We understand this now. This is all coming back into us coming back into masculinity. You know, and this world, they'll consider that toxic masculinity. But how can people and women of this world tell you what a man is? They don't even know what a woman is. And even if they did, they still can't tell you what a man is because they're not a man. But these scriptures tell us exactly how to be men. And this is what we're going back into. So it says, I'm gonna get one more. What was it? Oh yeah. It says visible power or control over something as distinct from lawful ownership, holding, or occupancy. Oh no, that's not it. Well, that's all a part of it as well. Let me see what was it. Excuse me. Okay, possession. The act of having or taking into control. And this is all a part of it. This is all a part of it. Here it is. 3B. A psychological state in which an individual's normal personality is replaced by another. Didn't it say that Sarah adjusted to her husband? Then in that that YouTube short, the man just say that was real. That was actually real. The woman that she raised, the woman that was that man raised wasn't the same woman that he recognized. Why when he heard her say, her father heard her say, "Your Highness," he turned around. He was like, "What? What'd she say?" He was like, "What'd she say?" He seen her bowing down to that man. He told her to get up, and all this that ain't gonna be like that. That's gonna be normal behavior. That's gonna be considered normal in the kingdom of heaven. It ain't gonna be no such thing as, well, nah, my daughter, she can't do this. She don't serve you. She don't bow down to you. Nah, that's what a woman's supposed to do. That's how they supposed to be. And it's nothing wicked or nothing wrong with that. This society is weird. This society is weird, and this society is ultimately wicked. That's why Babylon the Great is gonna be destroyed. So he seen her doing that. He told her to get up. Then he heard he heard him tell her to come back, get back down here. And the father saw her get back down. He was like, hold on now, this ain't the woman I raised. But just like I said, just say that the video was true. The husband had already said, we have been practicing submissiveness. So 3B again, it says a psychological state in which an individual's normal personality is replaced by another. And not going into no possession or nothing like that, like through spirits, demonic possession or nothing like that. Just going into women are basically learning how to serve their own husband. That's why I say be subject unto your own husbands. Or, you follow your own husband and you do whatever he tell you to do. So the woman that you used to be, or the person that you used to be, is now a different person because now you're under the state of your husband. And a lot of people see the change, especially for a woman that learns this, she understands and accepts this. When she starts to be under her husband, they act different. Even without women that just know all this. When they get a man, and I ain't talking about women that just completely gone, but some women that men they'll deal with because they're a little bit better. so to speak. You know, they're a little bit more manageable. They'll get under that man, and that man will start guiding them and being the head of the household, and they'll start to follow him for a little minute, you know, or at least be a little submissive. And people will know that. Other people, they'll see that. They'll see how, the women will change and how she'll act a little different. They'll see that, because it's already embedded in women to be submissive. But this society, this world, and ultimately feminism is what corrupts all of that. So I'm going to get my last scripture. This is Sirach chapter 26, verse 1. Blessed is the man that have a virtuous wife. Sarah was considered virtuous. For the number of his days shall be doubled. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace. Virtuous women is also going into the characteristics of what is said and how a woman should be submissive to her own subject, submissive to their own husbands, and how Sarah was. The example that Sarah left. A good wife is a good portion, which shall be given in the portion of them that fear Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. That's going to happen in due time. And all the good wife that's going to be given to the men of the Lord, they're going to all be in the mindset of serving that man. They're going to be ready to serve you, ready to do whatever your next command is, calling you whatever you want them to call you. You want them to say, Your Highness, Lord, they're going to do it all. The whole 9 yards. In the kingdom of heaven, it's going to be on a much grand, we can't even compare it. How it's going to be in the kingdom of heaven. It's going to be far, far greater than what we ever experienced. Whether a man be rich or poor, if he have a good heart, which is a mindset toward the Lord, he shall at all times rejoice with a cheerful countenance. And that's pretty much the point. I'm going to stop it right there. Going into just basically a virtuous woman, because again, Sarah was considered virtuous. So just like we read, Sarah called Abraham Lord, and she honored and respected Abraham as the head of the household, and she understood his responsibility and accountability that he had to Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. She understood her role. She knew why she was there. She knew that she was there to serve him and whatever he need help building his empire. Abraham he was building a righteous legacy. The Lord was building a righteous legacy through him. And she was assisting Abraham in his goals, in his life mission. And she understood that she had to bear children. She had to bear seed, bear his seed. So all of that is coming back, and it's shortly to come. Jacob's trouble is going to draw it all out. Either the women that's going to be saved, they're going to be drawn in, but the women that's going to be destroyed, they're going to be exposed and then destroyed, So, Lord will, it was an edifying lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. And until next time, shalom.